Welcome back. One final point before we go. A shocking new report reveals major American charitable foundations have given millions of dollars to Islamic organizations with ties to radical Islam. That's right, American money funneled to groups who pay terrorists to kill Americans and want to bring Sharia law by force to America. The mainstream media won't tell you about this, so we will. We're talking about charitable organizations here in the United States like George Soros Open Society Foundation and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and GE Foundation and the Silicon Valley Community Foundation. An incredible years-long investigation by the Middle East Forum exposes this trail of American money from these so-called charitable organizations going to Islamist front groups posing as moderate Muslim activist organizations right here in the U.S. Now, this money is feeding the ideology that inspires terrorism, like the truck attack in Manhattan, like Saeed Farouk in San Bernardino, Omar Mateen in Orlando, like the attacks at Fort Hood in Chattanooga, like the Boston Marathon bombers or the 9/11 hijackers. The mainstream media doesn't care about who helps pay to spread this poisonous ideology around the world. Why not? More than $5.6 million from George Soros, Bill and Melinda Gates, GE, and Silicon Valley foundations to these 7 Islamic organizations that spew anti-Western, anti-Semitic, homophobic, misogynistic, Islamist rhetoric by giving radical Islamist clerics a pulpit. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation gave $1.3 million to Islamic Relief Worldwide in 2014, a group that accepted money from an al-Qaeda front group and whose founder was a senior member of the Muslim Brotherhood. The GE Foundation gave over $537,000 to Islamic Relief Worldwide and to the Islamic Circle of North America, a group that supports the establishment of an Islamic caliphate and who sponsored radical cleric Anwar al-Awlaki to speak at one of their events. Not to mention the 6 members of their group who were arrested for plotting to wage terror attacks. George Soros Open Society Foundation gave $625,000 to the Islamic Society of North America, a group with ties to the terror group Hamas. The Silicon Valley Community Foundation gave more than $330,000 to Islamic Relief and to the Council on American Islamic Relations, a group whose founders are rotting in prison for terror-related charges. This is a major story with real-life impacts. Our family and our friends are under attack. 8 people killed in Manhattan, the most recent manifestation of this ugly growth of Islamist terrorism, inspired by radical Islamist propaganda disseminated by Islamist front groups funded by so-called charitable organizations right here in the U.S. Yet the mainstream media and Democrats are so choked by the fear of Islamophobia that they'll refuse to cover or condemn this dangerous money trail, even though the trail is marked with American blood. And that is my final point. You can reach me on Twitter at Liz_Wheeler. If you like the show, please send me an email at oann.com/contact. In the meantime, catch us here tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern, and until then, have a good night.